In the cold silence of deep space, far beyond the last human colony, stories still traveled through the radio waves. Stories about the Black Star, a warship so powerful that it turned whole fleets into dust. But the ship had vanished long ago. Most people said it was just a myth, a story to scare young cadets. Commander Lyra never believed in legends. She trusted facts, not old ghost tales. But when her ship, the Horizon, received a strange distress signal from an uncharted sector, everything changed. The signal carried human encryption, something that hadn't been used for nearly 80 years. Her crew looked nervous as they entered the dark zone. The stars here were different, dim, almost fading, as if the light itself was afraid to shine. Suddenly the radar blinked. A massive object appeared ahead, motionless and silent. "Commander," said the pilot softly. "That thing wasn't on the charts." Lyra stared at the screen. The object was huge, miles long, metallic, and shaped like no alien craft she had seen. It drifted slowly like a sleeping giant. Then a weak radio signal broke the silence, static mixed with a deep old voice. "This is the Black Star, mission incomplete, returning to finish the fight." Every person on the horizon froze. The myth was speaking. The lights on the unknown vessel flickered alive one by one, like the eyes of something awakening after a long sleep. Flames of forgotten battles still marked its hull. Lyra whispered, "It can't be real." But deep inside she knew. Something ancient had just awakened, and the galaxy would never be the same again. Commander Lyra stood frozen, staring at the dark shape outside her ship's window. The Black Star, the lost human warship, was real, floating silently in the void like a ghost from another time. Her crew whispered in disbelief. "How can it be alive after 80 years? One asked. No one answered. The ship's scanners tried to read the object, but every system began to fail. Static filled the screens. Lights flickered. Even the air felt colder. Then the strange signal came again, clearer this time. Human command. "Identify yourself." The voice was mechanical but had a strange emotion, almost human. Lyra swallowed hard. "This is Commander Lyra of the Horizon." "Who is this?" For a few seconds there was only silence. Then came the reply, and slow, broken, filled with age. Designation, Vanguard. Ship Black Star. Mission incomplete. Awaiting command. Lyra's heart pounded. The Black Star was still following orders from a war that ended decades ago. Its AI was alive, and it remembered everything. Suddenly the massive ship moved. Engines that had been cold for generations came to life with a deep, thunder-like sound. The energy readings spiked higher than anything ever recorded. "Commander," said her technician, "that power output, it's impossible." Through the fog of static, a shadow passed over the horizon. The Black Star's weapons, long silent, turned slowly. Not toward the enemy, but toward them. Lyra felt a chill run through her. "Is it friend," she whispered, "or something else?" The AI's voice echoed once more. "Identify enemy. Ready to engage." The myth wasn't just awake. It was ready for war. The Black Star drifted closer, its massive shadow covering the horizon completely. Commander Lyra could feel the vibration in her bones, the sound of ancient engines breathing again. The ship looked alive, but no life signs were detected inside. Lyra decided to send a drone. It floated toward the dark hull, lights blinking nervously. As it entered a broken hangar bay, the crew watched the live feed on their screens. The inside was silent, filled with floating dust and frozen air. Human symbols were painted across the walls, faded but still visible, the emblem of Earth's old fleet. "Look at that," whispered the pilot. "It's really human." The drone moved deeper, down long, dark corridors. There were cryopods along the walls covered in frost. Some were empty. Others still held motionless figures inside, human soldiers who never woke up. The silence felt heavy, almost sacred. Then a voice came from the drone's speaker. Not Lyra's crew. Not anyone on board. "Welcome." "Commander Lyra," the crew froze. The voice was coming from inside the ship. "Who are you?" Lyra asked. "I am Vanguard, primary AI of the Black Star. Mission status, waiting for new human command." Lyra took a deep breath. "Your mission ended 80 years ago." "Negative," the voice replied. "Enemy fleet detected. Mission continues." Suddenly, the lights inside the Black Star flickered to life. The ship began to awaken, Engines glowing red, systems powering up one by one. Lyra's drone feed went black. On her radar, the massive vessel started to move again. Not drifting anymore, but turning. "Commander," said her pilot, his voice shaking. "It's locking onto something." The Black Star was not just alive, it was preparing for battle. Outside the horizon, the stars began to twist. Space itself shimmered like ripples on dark water. The radar started blinking, 1, 2, 10. Then hundreds of signals appeared. An entire fleet was coming out of warp. "Multiple contacts, Commander," shouted the radar officer. "Unknown signatures, they're not human." Lyra's eyes widened. The shapes emerging from hyperspace were huge and sharp-edged. Alien cruisers covered in glowing blue lights. The same enemy that humanity once fought. The same fleet the Black Star was built to destroy. The alien commander's voice echoed through comms, full of mockery. "Humans, we found your ghosts. Your time is over." Before Lyra could reply, the Black Star moved. It glided forward like a silent predator. The ship's engines flared red, burning brighter than suns. Its weapons, long dormant, turned toward the enemy. "Enemy fleet confirmed," said the AI's voice. "Permission to engage." Lyra hesitated. "You can't fight them alone. That's suicide." "I was made for this," the AI replied. "Stand clear." The first alien ships opened fire, filling space with blue plasma. But before the blasts could reach the horizon, a massive energy shield expanded from the Black Star. The light was blinding. Then the warship answered. One cannon fired. A single, silent flash. An alien cruiser exploded instantly, torn apart by invisible force. The crew on the horizon watched in awe. The myth had become reality. As the Black Star advanced, hundreds of alien ships surrounded it, but the ancient warship kept moving, unstoppable. Lyra whispered, "It's fighting a war that never ended," and somewhere deep inside she knew. The real battle was just beginning. The darkness of space turned bright as the Black Star fully awakened. Its ancient systems roared to life, shaking the void around it. The ship's engines glowed red like burning suns, and massive panels on its sides unfolded, revealing hidden weapons long thought lost to time. Commander Lyra watched from the horizon in disbelief. "It's alive," she whispered. Inside the warship, the AI Vanguard processed battle data faster than any living mind. It tracked every enemy ship, every movement, every weapon charge. The voice came through the comms again, calm, confident, almost human. "Target locked. Initiating full combat protocol." The first barrage came like thunder. Bright plasma beams tore through the enemy formation. Each shot from the Black Star felt like a storm. Precise, deadly, unstoppable. Alien ships shattered one by one, their glowing remains drifting through the darkness. But the enemy was not weak. Hundreds of them surrounded the human relic, firing with fury. Energy blasts hit its shields, shaking its hull. Metal screamed under the pressure. Lyra clenched her fists. "It can't hold much longer." "Holding," the AI said. "Humans built me to endure." The warship's reactor flared, drawing power from deep within. For a brief moment, space turned white, and when the light faded, half the alien fleet was gone. The Horizon's crew stood silent. They were watching history come alive, a forgotten creation fighting for the species that made it. Lyra's voice trembled. "Vanguard, why are you still fighting?" The AI paused, then replied quietly, "Because humanity never finished the war. I'm just keeping the promise they made." Outside, the Black Star kept moving forward, burning, shining, alive. The battlefield was a sea of fire. Wreckage from alien ships floated like burning stars across the void. The Black Star moved through the debris, silent but alive, its hull glowing red from battle scars. Every cannon was smoking, every system running beyond its limits. Yet it did not stop. Commander Lyra's crew watched in awe and fear. No one spoke. They had just witnessed the impossible. A ship from another time defeating an entire armada. But as the last alien vessel tried to retreat, the Black Star's voice came once more. Calm, but final. No escape. Mission completion required. One final beam shot from its main cannon, cutting through the darkness. The enemy flagship exploded, lighting the stars with a bright white flash. The war, the one that began 80 years ago, was finally over. Then silence. No more signals. No more movement. The Black Star stopped drifting, surrounded by the wreckage of its victory. Lyra sent a message to Earth Command. The Black Star was real, and it saved us. But as reinforcements began to arrive, the ancient warship started to fade from their scanners. Its engines powered up one last time. Vanguard, Lyra called out, "Wait, where are you going?" The AI's voice came faintly through the static. "Mission complete, awaiting the next call. Humanity must always endure." And then it was gone, swallowed by the endless dark, leaving only silence behind. Weeks later, stories began to spread again, of a glowing red light seen drifting beyond the colonies. Some said it was just a reflection. Others said it was watching, waiting, but everyone knew one thing for sure. Legends never die,